Hello everyone. So in the previous video we have gone through the concept of what do you mean by dryness fraction, degree of superheat and latent heat and sensible heat. So in this video we'll cover what do you mean by enthalpy of steam, what is entropy of steam, internal energy, external work of evaporation, and we'll end this video with finally specific volume of steam. So first let's go through what do you mean by enthalpy of steam. So enthalpy of steam, okay, if you just consider an enthalpy of steam, it is nothing but how much amount of heat required to convert 1 kg of water into steam at constant pressure. That is what we call it as an enthalpy of steam. Just enthalpy of steam means if water is there, so how much heat is required for that water, so that water gets converted into steam. So that is what we call it as an enthalpy of steam. So if it is wet steam, so it is, we call it as the quantity of heat required to convert 1 kg of water into wet steam at constant pressure. Same way, if it is enthalpy of dry steam, it is how much amount of heat required to convert that water into dry steam at constant pressure. So we call it as enthalpy of dry steam. So this enthalpy is denoted by H. So it is given by, it is a sum of total heat of water and latent heat. So that is, in terms of formula we can write it as H. So that H is nothing but the enthalpy is equal to Hf plus X into Hfg. So this is, we call it as enthalpy of wet steam, right? So whenever there is a wet steam, this X comes into consideration. This X is nothing but we call it as dryness fraction. So this X we call it as dryness fraction. So here in wet steam there will be certain amount of water particles, okay, and there will be remaining will be what, the dry steam. Clear? So whenever we use wet steam, so this X we have to use it, so that it tells us how much amount of water particles are suspended in a steam. Clear? So this H is equal to Hf. Hf is nothing but total heat of water plus X into Hfg. Hfg is nothing but latent heat. So we'll see the same formula if it is dry saturated steam. So what it will be? So during dry saturated steam, what happens? The dryness fraction will be what? 1. Hence the enthalpy of dry saturated steam, or we can say just dry steam, will be what? H is equal to Hf plus Hfg, because X is equal to 1. So if same way for superheated steam, what will be the enthalpy? So enthalpy H is given by Hf plus Hfg plus Cp T sup minus Ts. So the Cp is nothing but what? Mean specific heat at constant pressure. Okay, Cp is nothing but mean specific heat at constant pressure into the bracket T sup. T sup is nothing but temperature at superheat, okay, minus temperature at saturation. Okay, so that is T sup minus Ts. So the saturation temperature will be more, the superheated temperature will be more than the saturation temperature. That's why we have taken T sup minus Ts. Clear? So next let's see what do you mean by entropy. So total entropy of wet steam is the sum of entropy of water, which is denoted by SF, and entropy of evaporation. So in the mathematical form we can write it as S wet, that is entropy of wet steam, is equal to SF plus X. X is nothing but the dryness fraction into HFG divided by 3. So this is evaporation of water. This whole concept, this whole unit we call it as entropy of evaporation. Clear? So this S wet is nothing but total entropy of wet steam. SF is entropy of water. So if for the same entropy for dry steam, so what will be the formula? So for entropy for dry steam, here X becomes 1. For dry steam, X becomes 1. X is nothing but dryness fraction. So the formula will be what? S wet, that is entropy of, this should be S dry, which is equal to SF plus HFG divided by T, because X becomes here 1. So that is the formula for entropy for dry and saturated steam. So now let's go through what do you mean by internal energy. So internal energy is nothing but the actual energy that is stored in the steam. So this energy is found by how? By subtracting work of evaporation from the total heat. So work of evaporation from the total heat. So what is this total heat? Total is nothing but the latent heat part plus sensible heat. So I'll just show you. So we have seen the diagram, PV diagram, right? The temperature and enthalpy diagram. So here water will be at this point, or if you take water at 0 degrees Celsius, it will be here. So when you start heating, what happens? Its temperature increases up to boiling point. So the boiling point, this point we call it as saturation temperature or boiling point of water at atmospheric pressure. So this during this process, whatever the heat that is absorbed, so this heat we call it as sensible heat. Okay, so making the water from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius, so whatever the heat it has absorbed, so that heat we call it as sensible heat. So now again, once that same water after boiling point is further heated, what happens? Its temperature remains same, but it's gone increasing, it go on absorbing heat, and its volume goes on increasing. So during this process, what happens? The steam formation takes place. So such heat, when the steam formation takes place at constant temperature and pressure, so such heat we call it as latent heat. Clear? So this, if you combine this latent heat and sensible heat, we'll get the total heat. So total heat will be from here, starting from here up to the boiling point, and from there till the formation of dry saturated steam. So that will be the total heat. So internal energy of dry steam is measured in what? Joules per kg. So whatever the energy is there, always it is measured in terms of joules. Okay. So here, if you take 1 kg, so it will be what? Per kg, whatever, how much energy is in internal energy is there in a steam is calculated. So it is given by what? Internal energy U is equal to Hg minus P into Vg. So with this Vg is nothing but water. We call it a specific volume of specific volume of saturated water or saturated liquid, which is so this I can also write it as what, which is equal to Hf plus Hfg. So that H is, I can also write it as Hf plus Hfg minus P into Vg. So this is the internal energy formula for dry steam. So same way, if we take wet steam, so everything will be same, only what we need to add here, what? X. Okay, we'll see that U is equal to H minus X into PVG. That is, X comes into consideration whenever you take wet steam, right? So X determines the dryness fraction of steam, means how much amount of or total, if you consider as a volume, so how much amount of water is there, water particles are suspended in a steam, so that gives you the dryness fraction. So this H, this formula can also be written as Hf plus X into Hfg minus of 100. So this 100, it is taken because, yeah, to convert. So next we'll go through work of evaporation. So we'll see what do you mean by work of evaporation. So when water is evaporated to form steam, its volume increases. So that is what. So if you take any piston cylinder arrangement, you have a piston. So below that you will be having a water here, right? So whenever you heat any substance, maybe water, liquid, gas, anything, if you heat, what happens? It starts absorbing heat and starts expanding. It pushes the piston. So here, whatever the work is there, it absorbs heat, and whatever work is there, work is done on the piston, so that piston starts moving in upward direction. Clear? So external work is done by steam due to increase in volume. That's what we have explained. So whenever heat it absorbs, whenever the water is heated, so it starts expanding, and whatever the work is there, it's done on the piston, so that piston starts moving upwards. So energy for doing work is obtained how? During absorption of latent heat. So whatever the formation of steam or the change in phase takes place during latent heat. Okay, that is what, that is when your water is get converted into steam. Okay, so whatever the energy for doing work is obtained during this absorption of latent heat. So this is what we call it as work of evaporation, right? So we'll see what is the formula. Work for evaporation is equal to P. That is, P is nothing but pressure into bracket Vg minus Vf. So Vf is specific volume of saturated liquid, and Vg is specific volume of saturated vapor. So this, whatever specific volume of saturated liquid is there, it will be small. So when you go on heating, what happens? So those water particles, they go on converting into steam. So after a certain time, what happens? You will get total dry steam. At that time, your Vf, whatever the specific volume of liquid is there, it will be totally zero. That's why what this at lower pressure Vf is very small. That's why what the work of evaporation we can also write it as what P into Vg. Yeah. So in case of wet steam, so what will be the formula with the dryness fraction x? So the work of evaporation is given by in the same formula for wet steam. What it will be P into x into Vg. So x comes into consideration whenever we use wet steam. Okay, so x is nothing but the dryness fraction. So let's see what do you mean by the specific volume of steam. So specific volume is nothing but volume occupied by 1 kg of steam at a specified temperature and pressure condition. Okay, so here all the experiments are done considering 1 kg of steam. So whatever the definitions will be explaining will be with respect to 1 kg of steam. So what is the specific volume? It is how much volume is occupied by 1 kg of steam at some certain or at a given temperature and pressure. So that volume we call it as a specific volume. So this specific volume is expressed in terms of what? Meter cube per kg. So specific volume of, we'll see now saturated water what it will be. Specific volume of saturated water is the volume occupied by 1 kg of water at a given pressure, right? So if you want to know what is specific volume of saturated water, it is nothing but volume occupied by that 1 kg of saturated water at given pressure. We call it as specific volume. So it is denoted by what? This Vf. Next, same way, if a specific volume of dry saturated steam, what it will be? So specific volume of dry saturated steam is the volume occupied by 1 kg of dry steam at a given pressure. So that is what we call it as specific volume of dry steam, right? So in case of dry steam, it is the volume occupied by 1 kg of dry steam at given pressure. We call it as dry saturated specific volume of dry saturated steam. So it is denoted by Vg. So specific volume of wet steam is equal to volume of dry steam plus volume of water, right? So it can be written as what? Volume of dry steam. So whenever wet steam is there, x comes into consideration. So specific volume of wet steam is volume of dry steam plus volume of water. So that is volume of dry steam is what? X into Vg plus 1 minus x into Vf. Vf is what? The volume of water. So at lower pressure what happens? So Vf becomes almost small. It becomes 0. So what we can write it as the specific volume of wet steam B is equal to x into Vg, right? The same way, what is the specific volume of superheated steam? That is V superheated. That specific volume at superheated is equal to Vg into superheated temperature divided by saturation temperature. That is T sup divided by Ts, right? That is the specific volume of superheated steam. So same way, specific volume of dry steam, what it will be? Same way in this formula, specific volume of dry steam will be what? X will be 1 because there will be no water particles in it, so its dryness fraction x will be what? 1. So the specific volume for dry steam will be what? V is equal to, simply it is Vg, right? So that is the specific volume of dry steam. Clear guys? So what all we have studied in this video? So that is we learned regarding the concept of enthalpy. What do you mean by an enthalpy of wet steam, dry steam and superheated steam? Same way we have seen entropy and internal energy. And then we have highlighted regarding the work of evaporation. So what is the concept and its formula regarding work of evaporation? And then we have seen specific volume of wet, dry and superheated steam. Thank you.